Hey, it's working! Excellent. Hello, hello, and come in. I'm very excited. Hello, we've been having some major Periscope issues. It's sorted, so come in and bear with me a moment as I just need to go and tweet out, hello tuber, welcome back. I just need to go and tweet out that Periscope is now working. After just doing a big video saying it wasn't working. So let's see. Hello Mary, hello. Welcome, hello everyone. Let's give it an extra few minutes for folk to slink through. Has anyone else been having Periscope trouble this evening? Never, Danny, never. Periscope, I'm doing this on Apple, so iOS 9, because I upgraded. And Periscope seems to be having a bit of a wobbly with iOS 9, and that, confounded with some personal stuff over on Friday night, meant it just took us out for the moment. But we're back. I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I'm excited to be back. Really glad to be back with all you guys. So hello everyone. Hello. Welcome back. Yeah, it has been. I've not been a fan of the latest update, Danny. The Periscope was working really well, and I was excited about the new update because I wanted to see what new things they had for us, and then the new things weren't that great. But hey, we'll just run a bit late tonight with the telling of our tales, and we'll run on. It's still awesome to have you guys here as we finish off. Finally, the tale of Lancelot, which I'm very excited to do. Hello, Rosella. Hello, come in, join in with the fun as we wrap up the tale of Lancelot with the finale for season 6. So, for those of you who might have forgotten what happened last week, or for those of you who've just come back to the show, like Tuba. Ciao, Rosella, ciao! I'll give a quick rundown of where we've gotten to in the events of... There you go, got rid of this shiny light. Of where we are with the tale of Sir Lancelot. So, Arthur has just finished his war against the Holy Roman Emperor. Upon doing this, he's returned to England and to his court of Camelot. And so has one of his greatest knights, Sir Lancelot. Sir Lancelot finding himself in the court. Dee! You're here! Welcome! Good! We've finally fixed. As you'll see, guys, I'm very excited to have you all back and to have fixed Periscope's problems and to get this all working again. So, hello everyone. Do come in and take a seat. I'm just doing the recap, Dee. So, Sir Lancelot sat in the court of Camelot, nothing better to do than to woo the Queen Guinevere. But it's peacetime. And for Sir Lancelot, his stories start to go old quite quickly. After all, how can he impress a woman such as Guinevere if he doesn't have fresh tales of adventure? Sir Lancelot has gone off in search of adventure. He's had his fair share. He's been captured by the witch Morgane Le Fay and escaped. His own brothers have been captured by the evil knight Sir Turquine. He has escaped. He's come across his friend Sir Kay, who's been pursued by just about every single knight in the realm because Sir Kay has gone around bragging that he's the greatest knight. Sir Lancelot has saved Sir Kay. iOS 9 does suck, but yeah for Arthur. Hi Joe. Hi, come in, take a seat. Now, having come to just about the end of his adventure, Lancelot is finally returning to Camelot to tell all that has happened to him. But before that happens, he's got one last quest. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Now, that this is all working again as we get into tonight's tale of the finale. D, I wish I could slay iOS 9 with Excalibur. Unfortunately, I think iOS 9 is a far more terrible, more wretched creature than even Excalibur could cut through. Hello, Susan, come in, take a seat. We're just about to start, and we're going to stop ranting. Well, I'm going to stop trying to stop ranting about iOS 9. You guys can still keep ranting in the comments. Let's get into tonight's tale. And so, Sir Lancelot rode through many strange countries, over marshes and valleys, until, by fortune, he came to a fair castle. And as he passed beyond the castle, he thought that he had heard 2 bells ring. And then he was aware of a falcon that came flying over his head toward a high elm, and long lines about her feet, and she flew under the elm to take her perch, the lines overcast about a bough. And when she would have taken her flight, she hung by the legs fast, and Sir Lancelot saw how she hung, and beheld the fair falcon peregrine, and he was sorry for her. And the meanwhile came a lady out of her castle, who cried on high, "O Lancelot, Lancelot, as thou art flower of all knights, help me to get my hawk. For without my hawk be lost, my lord will destroy me. For I kept the hawk, and she slipped from me, and if my lord, my husband, sees that he is so hasty, my husband will slay me." "What is your name? So what is your lord's name?" said Sir Lancelot. "Sir," she said, "his name is Sir Felot, a knight that longeth unto the king of Northgalis." "Well, fair lady, since you know my name, and require me of my knighthood to help you, I will do what I may to get your hawk. And yet, God knows that I'm a poor climber, and that tree is passing high, and there are few branches to help me get there." And therewith Sir Lancelot alit from his horse, tied it to the same tree, and prayed the lady to unarm him. And so, when he was unarmed, he pulled off all his clothes down to his shirt and breeches, and with might and force he climbed up towards the falcon, tied the lines with might and force to a great rotten branch, and threw the hawk down. Anon the lady gave the hawk in her hand, and therewith came Sir Felot out of the grove suddenly, he who was her husband, all armed, and with his sword drawn in his hand. And he said, "O Lancelot, now have I found thee as I would, and stood at the base of a tree to slay you." "Ah, lady," said Sir Lancelot, "why have you betrayed me?" "She hath done," said Sir Felot, "only as I commanded her, and therefore there's no other boot, but thine hour is come, and you must die." "That were shame unto thee," said Sir Lancelot. "You are an armed knight about to slay a naked man by treason." "You get no other grace," said Sir Felot, "and therefore help thyself as you can." "Truly," said Sir Lancelot, "that shall be thy shame, but since you will have it no other way, take my harness with thee, and hang my sword upon a branch, that I may get it. And then do thy best to slay me if you can." "Nay, nay," said Sir Felot, "for I know thee better than you believe, and therefore you're getting no weapon, and I may keep it from you." "Alas," said Sir Lancelot, "that ever a knight should die weaponless." And therewith he reached above him and under him, and over his head he saw a long branch leafless. And he broke it off by the body, and he came lower and awaited. Now, by his horse where he stood, he suddenly leapt to the side of the horse and drove it forward unto the knight. Then Sir Felot lashed at him eagerly, weeping to have slain him. But Sir Lancelot put away the stroke with the branch, and therewith he smote Felot on the side of the head, that he fell in a swoon to the ground. Then Sir Lancelot took his sword out of his hand and struck Felot's neck from his body. Then cried the lady, "Alas! Why have you slain my husband?" "I am not the cause of this," said Sir Lancelot, "for it was by falsehood that you would have slain me with treason. Now it is fallen on you both." And then she swooned as though she would die, and therewith Sir Lancelot got all his armour as well he might, and put it upon himself, for dread and more resort, for he saw that the knight's castle was nigh. And so, as soon as he might, he took his horse and departed, and thanked God that he had escaped that adventure. So, Sir Lancelot rode many wild ways, throughout marshes and through valleys, and as he rode he saw a knight chasing a lady. The knight had his sword drawn. He was set to slay her, and by fortune, as this knight should have slain the lady, she cried to Sir Lancelot and prayed for him to rescue her. And when Sir Lancelot saw the mischief, he took his horse and rode between them, saying, "Knight, for shame! Why will you slay this lady? You shame both yourself and to all knights. And what have you to do between me and my wife?" said the knight. "I'll slay her and lop off her head." "That shall you not," said Sir Lancelot, "for rather we two will speak together." "Sir Lancelot," said the knight, "you do for thy part not know what's going on. For this lady hath betrayed me." "It's not so," said the lady. "Truly, he sees wrong on me. And for by cause I love and cherish my cousin, but he's jealous between him and me, and as I shall answer to God, there was never sin between us." "But, sir," said the lady, "as you are the most worshipful knight in the world, I require you of true knighthood. Keep me, save me, for whatsoever ye say, he will slay me, for he is without mercy." "Have ye no doubt," said Lancelot, "it shall not lie in his power." "Sir," said the knight, "in your sight I will be ruled as you will have me." And so Sir Lancelot rode on the one side and she on the other. He had not ridden but a while, but the knight bade Sir Lancelot to turn to him and look behind him, and said, "Sir, yonder come men of arms after us riding." And so Sir Lancelot turned him and thought no treason, and therewith was the knight and the lady on one side, and suddenly he lopped off his lady's head. And when Sir Lancelot saw what he'd done, he called him traitor. "You have shamed me for ever." And suddenly Sir Lancelot leapt from his horse, pulled out his sword to slay him, and therewith he fell flat to the earth, gripped Sir Lancelot by the thighs, and cried for mercy. "Fie on you," said Sir Lancelot, "you shameful knight! You may have no mercy, and therefore stand up, fight with me." "Nay," said the knight, "I will never arise till ye grant me mercy." "Now will I proffer thee first," said Sir Lancelot. "I will unarm myself down to my shirt, and I will have nothing upon me but my shirt and my sword in my hand. and if you can slay me, quit be thou forever. Nay, sir, said Sir Pedivere, that I will never. Well, said Sir Lancelot, take this lady and the head, and bear it upon thee, and here shall you swear upon my sword to bear it always upon your back, and never to rest till you come to Queen Guinevere. Sir, said he, what will I do by the faith of my body? Now, said Sir Lancelot, tell me, what is your name? Sir, my name is Pedivere. In a shameful hour were you born, said Lancelot. And so Pedivere departed with the dead lady and her head, and found the Queen with King Arthur at Winchester, and there he told all the truth. Sir Knight, said the Queen, that is a horrible deed, and a shameful one, and a great rebuke unto Sir Lancelot. But, notwithstanding his worship is not known in many diverse countries, but this shall I give you in penance. Make ye as good shift as ye can, and you shall bear this lady with you on horseback unto the Pope of Rome, and of him receive your penance for your foul deeds. And you shall never rest one night where, as ye do another, and ye go to any bed, that dead body shall lie with you. And this oath the knight made, and so he departed. And when he came to Rome, the Pope bade him to go again unto Queen Guinevere. And in Rome was his lady buried by the Pope's command. And after this, Sir Pedivere fell to great goodness, and was a holy man and a hermit. Who looks of sponge cake, Paul? No one here, I should hope. We are just about to wrap up tonight's tale now. Sir Lancelot has gone and reached the end of his questing. One last short sprint as Lancelot goes to Camelot and tells Sir Arthur and the Lady Guinevere of his feats. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. It's been a terrific ride. We'll find out what this is cake thing. Let's finish off the story quickly. Another couple of minutes, and then I want to find out what all this cakeness is about. Awesome. I love red velvet cake. I will totally be a red velvet cake. Alright. And now we leave the Pope to turn at last to Sir Lancelot the Lake, who came home 2 days before the Feast of Pentecost. And the king and all the court were very happy of his coming. And when Sir Gawain, Sir Owain, Sir Sagramore, Sir Ector de Maris saw Sir Lancelot wearing Kay's armour, then they realised who it was that smote them down all with a single spear. And then there was laughing and smiling among them, and ever now and now came all the knights home that Sir Turquoine had prisoners, and they all honoured and worshipped Sir Lancelot. And when Sir Gaheris heard them speak, he said, I saw all the battle from the beginning to the ending. And there he told King Arthur how it was, and how Sir Turquoine was the strongest knight that ever he saw, except Sir Lancelot. And there were many knights there who had made that record, and nigh 70. Then Sir Kay told the king how Sir Lancelot had rescued him when he should have been slain, and how he made the knights yield them, and not to him. And there they were all three, and the knights made a record of this as well. And by Jesus, said Sir Kay, and by course Sir Lancelot took my harness, and left me his, and I rode in good peace, and no man would have ado with me. And therewith came 3 knights that fought with Sir Lancelot at the long bridge, and there they yielded unto Sir Kay, and Sir Kay forsook them, and said he fought never with them. But I shall ease your heart, said Sir Kay. Yonder is Sir Lancelot, who beat you dressed in my armour. And when they saw that, they were glad. Then Sir Meliot de Longes came home, and told the king how Sir Lancelot had saved him from death, and all his deeds were known. How 4 queens sorceresses had him in prison, and how he was delivered by King Bagdemus's daughter. And also he told of the great deeds of arms that Sir Lancelot did between 2 kings, that is to say, the King of Northgalis and King Bagdemus. And all the truth Sir Galatine did tell, and Sir Mador de la Porte and Sir Mordred, for they were at the same tournament. And then came in the lady that knew Sir Lancelot when he wounded Sir Bellius at the pavilion, and there, at request of Sir Lancelot, Sir Bellius was made Knight of the Round Table. And so, at that time, Sir Lancelot had the greatest name of any knight in the world, and he was most honoured of them all. And there we end Season 6, ladies and gentlemen. The tale of Sir Lancelot. Lancelot is the greatest knight in all the realm. It seems like a good thing now, but let's not forget, he now has these tales and all this goodwill to seduce the Queen Guinevere. Thank you very much, everyone. You'd like a bow, Jess? Jess, you may have a bow. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad you all enjoyed that show. It was wonderful for so many of you to be able to make it, especially given the mishaps that we've been having with Periscope. So thank you. I'm glad. Thank you, Dee. I'm glad that was a nice round-off tale to Sir Lancelot. I enjoyed telling that immensely. You like the horse riding? Excellent. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. We do still need to get me some coconuts. I need to pop down to the store, I think, and grab some, and then we can do that. But thank you, Susan. I'm glad you enjoyed that. We'll tell the tales of Sir Beaumains next, as we pick this up tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Grace. I'm glad you enjoyed that. There will be poetry tonight, Susan. We're running a little bit late tonight because Periscope's been playing silly buggers on us, but we will be doing some Keats. And I've got my Keats somewhere. Yes, Keats will be coming up very soon. We'll do it in about 5 minutes or so. I'll just have to go and run and get a drink. But in the meantime, what's all this about cake? I love cake. I've missed out cake. Excellent, Paul. I'm glad you approve of Keats. Carly requested that we do some Keats, so we'll go and do that very, very shortly. In fact, we may as well go and roll into there. I hope you guys all enjoyed tonight's show. Cake cut with... Actually, you say cake cut with a sword. I'm a bit of a fan of expensive cooking equipment, and I found the other day an online store that sold a kitchen axe. So instead of a meat cleaver, you can have an axe. That quite appealed to me, actually. So at some point, I might go and buy myself an axe for the kitchen, for when chopping up big hunks of sort of pork hock and stuff, and trotters for gravy. So all on the way. Anyway, hello everyone, hello. We just finished up Cloud 9. We're just about to go. I'm going to close this one down, open up the next bit as we go for our last show of the evening, Poetry Live. I was like, yes, a real kitchen axe. It's fine, Paul. I haven't cut off anyone's. I don't think I could use it in storytelling. It's really sharp. There'd be a serious danger, I think, with my movements, Danny, of probably chopping off the iPad, or heaven forbid, laying the book in two. We do not want to accidentally chop through any books whilst waving things around. But anyway, I'm going to close this down, go open up the new scope, and we'll do Poetry Live, and we'll go and read some Keats to round off the start of the week for Monday. Too dangerous for Periscope, but certainly good enough for the kitchen. Thank you so much, everyone. And for those of you who are new, if you enjoyed it, please hit follow so that you can go and see all of these things. And yes, we'll go jump into Keats as the Axeman cometh. Good Lord, what have I started with? Axe, cakes and axe. That's all that I'm taking away from tonight. I'm going to dream of cakes and axe and seducing Queen Guinevere, which isn't a bad dream to have, actually, if you get all three of those combined. Excellent, Grace. Thank you. We do need shirts. Actually, we should get shirts. I've been thinking of doing a Teespring campaign for the Morte shirts, actually. So let's get axe, cake, and shirts. Yes, definitely something. Definitely starting something in the back of my mind there, Jess. Right, closing this down, opening it up again. I will see you guys in literally about 30 seconds.